All right, this is Engage New York Module 1, Lesson 7. Today's objective is I can round a given decimal to any place using place value understanding and the vertical number line. So instead of, typically we use a number line like this, we are going to, in this lesson, we're going to use a number line in this direction, in the vertical placement. All right, so our fluency, about 12 minutes. We're going to start off with sprint. And as in our lesson yesterday, finding the midpoint, we're going to spend about 7 minutes. All right, giddy up. Look at your sprint. So finding the midpoint. So let's just, before we start the sprint, let's just talk this through really quick. What is the number that's in the middle between 0 and 5? All right, pencils up, ready. Here we go. 5, 0.5, 0.005, 15, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 7.5, 1.5, 0.15, 0.25. All right, I'm going to finish just a few more here. Okay, 0.25, 0.35, 0.75, 0.15, 0.015, 0.025, 0.035, 0.075, 6.5, 16.5, 38.5, 0.45. All right, now, as your homework, part of your homework is to go ahead and finish whichever ones you didn't complete during the sprint, okay? Turn the page, and then we're going on to part B. Write down how many you got correct at the top, just so you know how far you got, and it kind of gives you something to shoot for. All right. Part B, finding the midpoint. No, now go ahead, write down how many you got correct on this other side. Put on A, how many you got correct. And then when we're going to decide, you're going to see how much you improved by on each side. All right, pencils up. Are you ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, Scooby-Doo, go. Let's come back and correct. 15, 1.5, 0.15, 0.015, 5, 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 6.5, 1.5, 0.15, 0.25, 0.35, 0.65, 0.15, 0.015, 0.025, 0.035, 0.065, 7.5, 17.5, 47.5. All right, remember, write down how many you got correct this time, and then how many did you make an improvement on. All right, what you don't finish in class, that becomes part of your homework to do independently as practice. All right, so the next part of our fluency is to compare decimal fractions. So you are going to compare the numbers. And when I use the word compare, I mean using greater than, less than, and equal to describe you're comparing these two numbers. So you're comparing decimals and you're comparing fractions. So you're going to use greater than, less than, or equal to complete these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems. You have 1 minute, and we're going to come back and check it. You're going to do this independently, and then I'm come back and check it. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check our work. All right. So 12.57, 12 and 57 hundredths is less than 12 and 75 hundredths, for obvious reasons. The 5 and the 7 is going to be your marker here, right? Then 0.67 is the same as 67 hundredths, is the same as 67 hundredths. Then we have 4 and 7 hundredths is going to be less than 47 tenths, because 47 tenths is really 4.7, right? Then we have 87 hundredths is going to be greater than 84 thousandths, because this would be 84 thousandths. All right. Then 328.2 is greater than 328 and 99 thousandths. Then, let's see. Then we have 24 and 9 thousandths. So 24 and 9 thousandths is going to be less than 3 tenths, which is 30. All right, how'd you do? So adding these extra notes just to help explain it a little bit better. And then 24. So notice that I'm not afraid to write things out. Write things out, write on your paper, help you understand it better. So 67 hundredths is the same as 67 hundredths. All right. Go back and watch the video if that is still difficult for you, because you want to be able to go forward knowing how to decipher, how to round, and how to know how much value a decimal or a fraction has. Moving next to rename the units. So when I say rename the units, I mean if this is 1 and 5 tenths, how many tenths is that really? Well, it's really 15 tenths. So go ahead. I want you to try to write these out. I'm going to give you a minute and a half, and then we're going to come back and check it. I want you to do this independently, and then I want you to come back and check with me. Okay? Ready, go. So let's go ahead and review. So 15 tenths. Now remember, we're just moving our decimal over. That's how we changed it to tenths. So 15 tenths, 25 tenths, 125 tenths, 175 tenths, 275 tenths, 245 tenths, 243 tenths, 423 tenths. Last part of fluency, application problem. Craig, Randy, Charlie, and Sam ran in a 5K race, so 5-kilometer race on Saturday. They were the top 4 finishers. Here are their race times. So here is Craig's, here is Randy's, here is Charlie's, and here is Sam's. Who won first, second, third, or fourth place? So you're going to write their names across the bottom. You're going to write their names in order from who was the fastest. So if they're the fastest, they're going to have the smaller number if they're fast, to who is the last place. Still faster than me though. So I'm going to give you just a couple minutes to try to rationalize that and write that out, and we'll come back and check. Let's go ahead and what did you guys write? Did you write? So 25.9 is going to be greater than 25.85. Do you have Sam as first? Yes, you should have Sam first. Then, do you have Craig second? Give me a thumbs up if you have Craig for second. Okay, do you have Charlie, which is 32.28, third. And then do you have Sam, Craig, Charlie, Randy was the fourth, came in fourth. Give me a thumbs up if that's what you got. Good job. Excellent. I knew you could do it. So this ends our fluency. We're going to move on to concept development. I'm going to stop the video and restart.